So my Saturn is in Aries at 1 degree. I'm in the middle of the Saturn return right now. Saturn has already crossed over my personal Saturn placement twice. It'll cross over it one more time when we get to 2026. And I've been doing a mini series to update everybody on kind of what it's like, especially as an astrologer, things that have been happening, and just my personal experience. So today's update is going to be Saturn related. It's also related to something that Spirit told me many months ago. Spirit's phrasing to me was that the weights are about to come off. And for those of you who have been following my journey, you know that for many years things have been really hard. And finally, I'm coming out of it. I'm doing a lot of healing work. I'm stepping back up into my game. I'm feeling good. Finding my zone, if you will. And usually the way that me and Spirit work together is that Spirit's gonna give me prophecy or tell me something, and then 3 to 6 months usually go by, and then those things will start to happen. So about 3 to 6 months ago, Spirit told me, when you move, because I just moved, the weights are gonna come off. You get to this new place and this new life and all these new people and all these new experiences, the weights are gonna come off. You're not gonna feel the pressure. You're not gonna feel the dragging of down. It's not gonna be as hard, and you're gonna see yourself start to fly. It's gonna be so easy because everything you've been doing, think about how much you've accomplished. This is Spirit talking to me. Think about how much you've accomplished with having those weights on you. I think about how hard that has been. I didn't understand the concept of what that was gonna feel like because we have a cat visitor. He decided he was gonna go do something else, but that's okay. Anyways though, back to topic. That's usually how things happen. I don't understand the concept, and then 3 to 6 months goes by after I receive the prophecy, and then it makes sense because I'm starting to live in it, and that's what's happening with the weights are gonna come off. For the previous about couple of weeks, my birthday's on Halloween, so it's basically been since then. I've been feeling the shift more drastically because I felt it right when I moved at the beginning of October, but since then, it's been just way more prevalent. And what I'm starting to realize at this point in my Saturn return is that I've done a lot. Part of the Saturn return is reaching some kind of goal-oriented space with your hierarchy and structure stuff based on what you've been doing for basically 30 years. It also, a lot of the times, has a lot to do with what you inherited structurally from your parents and your ancestors. Saturn isn't the father for no reason. It's about what we inherit, what we do with it, how we handle it, the etceteras, all right? Crazy. So you wrap that up and then simultaneously birth another 30-ish years of Saturn-related stuff. So it's this big process of letting go of all the things that don't resonate with who you want to be and where you're going anymore, all the inheritances from your family that might not work with you anymore. And then you're also thinking about your future. Oh, I've built this for myself. I've done this with what I've inherited, so I can do these things now. This is where I want to go. So I'm very much right there. I did a lot of the clearing stuff already. That was the first couple Passovers of Saturn, and now I'm starting to experience, like, look ahead. We need to go forward. So let's start thinking about that. And I think one of the things that I'm realizing is how much pressure really was on me, how much obligation I had to make it work in so many uncountable amount of situations where I really shouldn't have had to figure anything out. It should have been easier, right? It should have been a lot easier. And I don't hold a lot of remorse towards it, or I don't know, I used to hold on to it and be like, grr, and really, I don't feel that way about it right now, or anymore, really. I've done a lot of processing around that. Sometimes it still sucks, Grief is a weird thing. So I guess there's that. But recently, especially the previous couple of weeks, there's been this huge lift up where it's yeah, you know what? I'm not under that pressure anymore, but what do they say about diamonds, right? So now that pressure is coming off, it's almost like the diamond. This is a weird metaphor. I hadn't thought about it like this, but I'm a rock and ride with it. I'm gonna roll with it because it feels like it fits. The diamond now gets to be harvested out of the earth, and I feel like this next round of Saturn stuff is gonna be me cutting the diamond and setting it, and then wearing it. That's kind of crazy, metaphorically speaking, of course. Anyways, though, I'm really excited because I think I can't remember the exact date. It's March or April that Saturn comes all the way back around to that 1 degree position, right on top of where my Saturn is. And then after that, it's all kind of coast. We're coasting after that. So I'm excited to see what happens, because the first couple passes of Saturn, it was a lot of harvesting of stuff I've already done. Now let's be done with it. Simultaneously, there's a lot of new beginning things. So it was here's the end and here's the new beginning. So it was stuff that I'd never done before, simultaneously placed next to things that I'd been doing for a long time that I was doing for the final time. So it was this weird in-between moment. So I'm excited to get on the other side of the peaks of when Saturn crosses. I have one more to go. And I think after that, I'm already starting to put together, especially because Saturn's about to turn around and go direct on the 28th of November. I'm already starting to put together like my picture of what this next step is really gonna look like. And I have a feeling it might not take too long. I don't know exactly how long it's gonna take. And it's weird too, because I've been talking to Spirit about the things that I want to do. And not only does it feel possible, it feels like dang, with everything I've been through, I've kind of already earned it. So I might as well just go do it. Obviously, I still have to do it to earn it, like IRL, right? But in terms of like the trials that I've met, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I think it makes sense. So if it translates to you, fantastic. If not, don't worry about it. But anyways, that's how my Saturn return is going now. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Thanks for listening. If you're going through a Saturn return in Aries or Taurus coming up after that, I mean, technically true. If you're preparing for yours, that's why I started making this series. Hopefully it helps a little bit. Know kind of what to expect going through it. So especially coming from somebody, when I started studying astrology, my life was falling apart and I realized, hey, this is Saturn. This is Saturn. So me preparing for my Saturn return is what brought me into astrology, and now here we are. Whoa, crazy. Fate is a weird thing, okay? But anyways, that's for another video another time. But again, gratitude, reverence, and love to you. I'll talk to you soon. Keep up what you're doing. And if you're preparing for your Saturn return, good luck. It's not as scary as everybody makes it out to be. And I didn't understand that either until now I'm in it. Totally thought it was this daunting, haunting sort of thing, and I was kind of stressed about it, but now that I'm in it, isn't so bad. It's work, of course, it's Saturn, right? But it's not as scary as, like, the trends would make it seem. So I'll talk to you soon. Oh, so true.